All right, what's
Hey John, how you doing, man? It's good to see you.
good?
A couple of things. An update. I've uh, since we started. Since early October. I started at 211 pounds. I'm not 187.
Nice.
Yeah, it's lost a lot of weight. Intermittent fasting is fucking. It's a godsend. Like that's the greatest thing. I think that's the
Yep.
best video I think I've ever seen
Awesome.
you do or whatever, man. It's amazing. And because I saw it with that dude. Yeah, I know you had the Dominican dude on there,
Hmm.
and Eddie or something, but I saw the other dude. I guess the white dude. There's like two guys that are really big in that space, and I started
Oh
watching
yeah,
both of them.
Thomas Delar. Yeah.
Yeah, that's been helping out a lot. So the other thing is, as I told you before, I started unemployed. Now I'm working for Best Buy. I've been working there for a couple of weeks.
Good.
I got to tell you, in the beginning, it sucked ass
Yeah, I'm
because
sure.
I have like a college education. You know, what the
Yeah.
fuck am I doing? I got to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, go deliver packages and shit. Like that's my
Yeah.
job. But you know what? I said, suck it up, be a fucking man. And now I'm actually excited about being good at my job. You know, and I'm not worrying about the hourly necessarily. I'm just focused on the task at hand. So I thank you for that because my mindset has definitely shifted
Good.
from thinking that I'm above it to just fucking do it and just get. So now I have income coming in.
Good.
I'm still in the negative just because I was so bad. My financial habits were so bad that it's like taking a long time to turn the ship around. But I am turning it around. The next thing I saw I think it's the bookseller guy, the video you did, you collaborated with him. I think
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yep.
he was on it.
Exactly. Yep.
So I went to the little webinar. I couldn't afford buying the thing, but that's my focus now because
Good. Okay.
I was gonna go and do substitute teaching. I got hired by the DOE and here in New York City, but it's a fucking nightmare, man. It's like it's a process about you have to get like 5 licenses before you can even teach, and they
Oh
all
wow.
cost like $100 and something.
Yeah.
And you gave fingerprint, it's 135. I'm like, why would I do that when I can just go do this thing? So my focus now is to go and do the book selling thing. And I already I probably have like 100 books just sitting in my living room,
Good.
ready to sell. I'm just waiting for the paycheck to come in so I can start investing in the actual app itself and do that on the thing. My question is, I'm finding that I've been also taking in a lot of Richard Cooper stuff and getting like basically brainwashing myself,
Good.
right? Like I'm just like consuming tons of content. As I'm driving, I could just listen to all the YouTube videos I want because I'm just
Yeah.
fucking driving. I'm by myself. So the question is, and I read Stephen Pressfield's, I read all of his nonfiction when you told me to read his stuff.
Oh
And
good.
that
Okay.
really,
Good.
really started to help. So the question is, how do you financially? There must have been a point for you, John, when you switched your brain from working at an office and being an employee to I've read all the fucking books, I've done all the thing, but there's still a part of my brain that's like I still want to be an employee. You know what I mean? It's like a Ferrari with a handbrake on. You want to
Yeah.
go at 2,200 miles an hour, but there's just that one part where my brain won't allow me to make the funds that I need to make. And I disciplined. I read 100 books this year, so it's not like
Yeah.
I'm a lazy fuck. I can focus and do what I got to do. But it's that's the catch for me is the finances and giving myself permission to make that kind of money. I know I can make a fuck ton of money with these books. I love books. I love
Mhm.
selling shit online. That shit's fun. So I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like, what are the techniques you have? And the other thing is too, it's like I need to move away from just reading books and move towards actually doing and getting results. So I made it a fact to just like I'm not buying any more books or whatever until I read the scores of books I have just sitting on my Kindle right now. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. So a couple things. So one is I don't think you ever lose that. I still want to just work a regular fucking job. Okay. There's
Yeah.
days where I'm like, shit, it'd be so nice if I could just like get up and go to work and then go home and then play World of Warcraft or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And not let the
Assassin's
but
Creed.
I can't do it because I know what I'm capable of. And you know what I mean? And again, I'm saying this because sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes I'm like, shit, it was so much simpler when I it wasn't all on me.
Mhm.
When someone just gave me a fucking paycheck and all I had to do was just show up. Sometimes I could just show up and fucking goof off and I still got the damn paycheck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I fantasize for those days sometimes, okay, as
Yeah.
an entrepreneur. So, and I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm just saying that this is a realistic thing, right? Is that you being an entrepreneur is hard. You have a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah.
You got to make the money. You got to perform, and you're always on, right? I mean, I'm working all the time, pretty much.
Yeah.
I need to work on that, but but regardless, what I say is, like, to solve your problem is that I remember the moment that, okay, so I had this good job. I was making like a hundred and something thousand, like close to $200,000 a year. In fact, at one point, as a contractor, I was making about $200,000 a year as a software developer. Okay. And it was when I was first starting my blog, my simple programmer blog. And then I remember I had put Amazon affiliate links in my blog. And I remember the day that I made $5 online, and I was
Yeah.
so excited. I was getting this paycheck for this huge amount of money, but here on my own, I had made $5 on my blog. And
Yeah.
that was way more exciting than my big ass paycheck. Okay. I was more excited, and it was just $5. But that was like the turning point, right? And so you've got to take the action and make some money, right? So you want to do this book selling thing. Okay, as soon as you ship your first quantity of books and make that first sale on Amazon, that's what's gonna flip it over, is when you know you can do it, right? One example too, I had it, because we sort of go through these phases, right? So the first phase is I don't think it's possible. Then the second phase is I think that this might be possible. I believe, I'm reading books. I know that this must be possible, but
Yeah.
you don't really believe it, right? The third phase is I know someone else who's doing it personally, so it must be possible, but I feel like there's something special about him or wrong with me, right? Like you still have that. And then the next phase is I seen someone do it. So if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And then the next phase is I did it once, I can do it again, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the progression that we go through. And the same thing happened with me when I was first, had a friend back in the day when I was first getting good with women, and I would see, like, I had this doubt, like he was like, "Oh, I'll just go out to a bar or a nightclub, and I'll just bring a girl home with me." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sure." Right? I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, sure, you do that. Okay." I was like,
Yeah.
because at that point in my, I was getting phone numbers, and I was like, texting and going for the next day, and I watched him do it, and I was like, "Fuck." I was like, that was the moment, like, it clicked in my head. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Shit, like, this is possible." Like at first, there was a point where I sort of believed it, but when I saw it, that's when I really believed it. Then I was like, "Wow, okay." Right? And so you got to get to that point. You got to, like, and sometimes it's helpful if you're around someone that's doing it. And that's why also Bulldog Mindset membership. There's guys in here, like, how many of you guys in the chat, if you're making money online in some regards, put in. I know, Andrea is, he's running a C Sharp membership. But, if you guys are making some money online, put it in the chat, because when you do that, that's when things change. When you overcome that barrier and you realize that you can actually do this and it's real, right? So you got to get to that point as fast as possible, getting there. And then, like you said about the reading, okay, that 70-30 rule. I don't know if you've heard me talk about that. You need to be
Yeah. Yeah. For
producing
sure.
70% and consuming 30%. So make that your thing, right? Start producing. Right. If you're doing it, and that could be doing work in the business, right? Just limit the amount that because you have enough in your brain right now. All right. You have all the knowledge that you need, right? You just need execution now. So don't even worry so much about, like, gaining all this information. Instead, get the practical application. Just make sure that you're doing, right. Just spend some time, like you're spending time focused on reading. Spend time now focused on doing. Just,
Yeah.
even if it feels like you're not getting anywhere, just take the actions. And you've already taken some of the actions, right? You've got some books, you've been looking at how to do this, but now actually just start taking action. And when you do that, that's when things will switch over. Because it was just like, for me, it was like this path. It was like I just started taking the action. And here's the other, like, the last thing I'll say about this, which is like, what Stephen Pressfield said about being a professional, right? Right now, you need to view yourself as a professional bookseller. You need to view this as, like, you are the CEO of this company, serious company that sells books online,
Mhm.
right? You need to view yourself in a serious manner, as this is your job. This is what you need to do. This is your company. You have pride in this. And when you view yourself as that, then you'll start acting that way. That will change that mindset, right? I had to do that before. It's still hard for me to believe, right? Because there was a long period of time where I was making a lot of money online, and when people would ask me about what I did, I would say, well, I guess I'm sort of an entrepreneur. And as I would say that words entrepreneur, I would feel like who am I to say I'm an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't own it, right? But at some point I had to acknowledge, I'm like, shit, well, okay, you don't have a job anymore. Okay. You make like, several $100,000 a year online. You've been doing this for like 10 years. I guess you must be an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to finally connect those dots, right? So
Yeah.
it's a process to shift that mindset, but you get it by doing, and by treating it as if you're the owner. Like this is serious, that you're a professional right now. So
Well, it's funny that you say that. Well, two things. Actually having a conversation with you makes it real.
mhm.
Just the fact that you and I are actually interacting right now, interfacing, it actually makes it real. It's different than obviously watching a bunch of videos and shit and doing the thing. Secondly, I agree with when I started to call myself an actor, then I actually got on TV.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean? I got on TV
yes.
within 6 months of each other, like twice, and so I realized, oh shit, it's just about the mind shifting.